What's up, everyone? Tyrone here from Chelsea Sessions, and this is the second video that I've made since the rebrand. Yeah, I think that is the case. Yeah, so basically, as you see in the title, this video is me basically, giving my thoughts, my final thoughts in terms of the Mason Mount contract news, if he's staying, if he's leaving, and whatever the case may be. So get comfortable. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let's get straight into this video. Right now, if you've been keeping tabs of the whole contract extension thing and everything, you would have seen that his contract extension update is one that is not really positive. It's a case where his fate at the club, or his future at the club, or whatever the case may be, will be decided in the summer most likely. Now there's been news of him changing agents, which in a sense gives an indication that he may be leaving, or he may be likely to leave the club. So in that sense, a lot of fans, especially those who are very fond of him, will not be very keen in hearing that type of news. But this is my thoughts. Mason Mount has not been a player that's been consistent since the beginning of the season. He's had his shortcomings in past seasons as well, but he was covering up for those weaknesses that he has and those poor attributes that he had by getting a little assist here, getting a goal here, being integral in some goals getting scored from corners, or in some occasions, from a through pass, whatever the case may be. We can always use the Champions League final as an example of that nice through ball that, depending on who you are, you may not say credit him for that goal because Edison got a touch or whatever the case may be, but he made the pass. His attentiveness at times, his ability to run around the pitch and try to win the ball back, that is what he's known for, pressing. But he's not really been clinical. He hasn't really been excellent since the beginning of the season. He's had little moments of, okay, yeah, this is the Mason Mount, and this is the Mason Mount that you're fond of, or the Mason Mount that you know. But he hasn't really been consistent at the highest level. He struggled. He's not really looks good, if I'm being honest, since the preseason that we had, little preseasons in America. He was struggling there. He was missing chances. He was not finishing at the level where he was in the past. And his stats are there to show he's not performing at the highest level. Now, people will say that, oh, Mason Mount is not good enough. I would personally say that I don't think Mason Mount is, at this point in time, at the level of what Chelsea wants to be successful. He can be a rotational player at best in terms of right now. He seems like a player that, he rotates. He doesn't really look like a player that can be consistent at this time. He's struggling. I mean, in the past he was clinical, but he's giving me that Barkley vibes. And this is not to disrespect Mason Mount to say that, oh, he's not good enough for the club. I think he's good enough for the club, but I don't think he's good enough for what the club wants to do long term. And that doesn't mean that he cannot improve, right? That doesn't mean that he should be sold because, oh, he's not good enough to sell him. I'm not saying that. But if he leaves the club, I don't think it would be the end of Chelsea Football Club. And a lot of fans are acting like it's the end of the world. We've seen this situation where we're over-reliant on players, where we have this reliance on these players that when they're injured, we struggle. Kante, for example, Kante got injured. We haven't really seen a player who can win the ball back as clinical as he is, be attentive and aggressive as he can be without getting, cautioned or getting a yellow card or a red card. We struggle. But over time, with the interest in midfielders and, Dennis Zakaria being a player that can be attentive and can win the ball back, despite not really being his role of being a ball-winning midfielder, he's more of a box-to-box type of player. But when you think about it, players like Kante, if Kante is injured, we struggle. We're lacking something. We don't have somebody that can replace him or come in, slot in, do probably not everything that Kante does because Kante is Kante. But, do something at a level where, if we don't have him, we don't miss him in terms of we need him in the midfield. We struggle. I can use Drogba for example, Costa for example. You can always use the customary examples of not replacing players. Hazard example is another example as well. If you look at it, we've had players that come in trying to slot in, fill those gaps that we have since Hazard left, being an influential player every season that he was at Chelsea for. Drogba, having those moments where you could rely on him in certain games, big games and things like that, and being a clinical striker. Costa, we know we had him for approximately 3 seasons at most, if I'm not mistaken. And when you look at that, it means that we haven't really scouted in a sense to get players and not just look at the surface or the stats, but also look at who those players are. If the team is not having a good game, will they be able to step up? Will they take the game by its head and turn it around? Can they do that, or do they have the drive to do that? Do they get dejected? Do they start to flatten when their performances are not going well? Do their heads drop? We need to think about these things. And with Mason Mount, I don't think Mason Mount is at the level that we need him to be. Now, I'm not saying that he can never be a good player. He is a good player. And I'm not saying he can be an excellent player in the future. But at this time, he doesn't really have that impact of, if he leaves the club, it's the end of Chelsea Football Club. It's not a case where we say, oh no, Mount is going to leave, we need to replace him. We need to find somewhere that can do what he offers. Because right now, if you look at the attributes, like for like, with all the top AMs or attacking midfielders or centre attacking midfielders or centre mids, in that sense, you will see that, what he offers, you can simply replace that. It's not difficult. He's pressing, he's making through balls, and even then, Enzo Fernandez, he's more of a box-to-box and deep-lying playmaker type of player, but he's not really a ball-winning midfielder. He's not a 6 like that. He can slot in as a 6 on an 8, but he's better as being that creative outlet for you. He can put in a shift in the defensive area, but that's not his strongest suit, and we've seen that since he's joined the club. He's been creative, but not consistent in the defensive side and being able to win the ball back all the time. He may get run over, he may maybe run past and everything like that. So when you think about that, there's issues. But with Mason Mount, I don't really think that if he leaves the club, it should be the end. I'm not saying that I want him to leave, because I would prefer him to be in the team, still supporting us, helping when he needs to rotate. But for the wages that we're supposedly offering him, and he's not accepting, he would not be able to just be a rotational player. You'd have to be a starter or somebody that gets game if he's not injured. So in terms of that, this is my thoughts. I don't really think Mason Mount is really that of a player that if he leaves the club, we would be doomed. We need to be spending millions of dollars money and everything just to replace him. I don't really think he has that impact where we need to do this because he's so influential. He's helped us. Yes, he's done a lot of things that has benefited the club. He's been an unlucky player as well. He's been unlucky in the finals. He's been unlucky in terms of seasons and everything. But I don't really think if he leaves the club, we would be doomed or we'd have a big issue. I don't really think so. I think he can easily be replaced and find someone that can perhaps offer more on the surface than he does. It's simple as that. So that's the end of this video. Like, share, subscribe. Remember to check out the other co-host, everybody that's a part of the Chelsea Session team. They'll be the link will be in the description to their accounts on Twitter and everything. And you can always follow me on Twitter as well. You can always, check out my Instagram account as well if you want to. But that's the end of this video. Peace, cheers, have a good one. I'll see you guys next time. And you'll see the next video. I'm not sure who will be recording it, but all you need to know is that you can keep your eyes peeled for more Chelsea Session content this year. So cheers.